Hi, welcome to this tutorial. Before we start, kindly subscribe to my channel, like the video and share it with your friends. Today we are going to solve Cambridge IGCSE Paper 3 Core, Variant 3-1, November 2018. Question 1. Lena owns a cafe and we have been given the different drinks she sells in 1 hour. Complete the frequency table and you may use the tally column to help you. So coffee, we have to find how many coffees there are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we write the tally 1, 2, 3, 4. For the fifth one, we make a diagonal line 6 and 7. This is how you are going to do for everything. These are the results that we will get. Draw a bar chart to show this information. Complete the scale on the frequency axis. So this is the frequency. We will mark the points here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The maximum frequency is 8. You can either double and write it also, like for 2 squares you can write 1, or even this is fine. Coffee is 7. So make a bar at 7. That's coffee. Juice is 3. 4 bars, we don't need to join them together. If it's an histogram, we join them. Milkshake is 6. And tea is 8. So we are done with this part of the question. Part B, the table shows the opening hours of the cafe from Monday to Thursday, Friday and Saturday, Sunday. Work out the total number of hours the cafe is open in 1 week. So from 8:30 to 1700. There is a long way to find it, like from 8:30 to 9, how many minutes are there? 30 minutes. And then you will have after 9, 10, 11, 12 till 17. And we have 1 hour. So total you will have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hours and 30 minutes. So Monday to Thursday, you will have 8 hours and 30 minutes. Friday to Saturday, Friday and Saturday, you will have 10 hours and 30 minutes. And Sunday, you will have 9 hours. Changing it into hours, we'll have 8.5 times 4. Why 4? Because Monday to Thursday, there are 4 days. We'll get 34 hours. 10 hours and 30 minutes is 10 and a half. Multiply by 2, Friday and Saturday is 21 plus 9. Total 64 hours. You can find this in the calculator also. There's a button which you press, so you can do 17, 0, 0 minus 8, 30. There's the sign and you will get 8:30. So 8 hours 30 minutes. B2. Lena is in the cafe for 40 hours each week. Ron is in the cafe when Lena is not there. Calculate the percentage of the total opening hours that Ron is in the cafe each week. So total opening hours is 64 and Lena is there for 40 hours. Therefore, the balance 24 hours Ron is there. We want to find the percentage of Ron in the cafe. So 24 over the total working hours multiplied by 100 will give you 37.5%. 1C. Sarak buys 3 cups of tea and 2 cookies for $6.95. A cup of tea costs $1.75. Work out the cost of 1 cookie. So 3 cups of tea means 3 multiplied by 1.75 plus 2 cookies. So 2C is equal to 6.95. This when you multiply it will give us 5.25 plus 2C is equal to 6.95. 5.25 will bring to the other side, it will become negative. 5.25. So 2c is equal to c is equal to 1.7 divided by 2. This is a multiply. When I bring it will be a divide. $0.85 is the cost of one cookie. Indeed, the price of a cake is $2.6. At the end of the day, Lina reduces the price of each cake by 35%. Calculate the reduced price of a cake. If it is reduction of a percentage, write 100 minus 35, which will give you 65%. We are going to multiply 2.6 by 65%. 2.60 multiplied by 65% is 65 divided by 100, which is 0.65, and that will give us 1.69. So that is the reduced price of a cake. Question number 2. Write down all the factors of 18. So 1 multiplied by 18, 2 multiplied by 9, 3 multiplied by 6. These are all the factors of 18. We will write them down as 1, 2, 3, 6, 9, and 18. Write down a prime number between 40 and 30. There are 3 prime numbers between 40 and 30, 41, 43, 47. You can write either of these. In C, calculate the numbers they've given us and give your answer correct to one decimal place. So very easy to mark. When you put in the calculator, you will get 5.356 rounded to one decimal place. If you want to round it to one decimal place or whatever your number you're rounding to, look at the number after it. We have a 5. If you have a 5 or more than 5, you add 1. So the answer is going to be 5.4. D is a very easy question. We have to find the values of all these numbers. We just have to use a calculator. So square root of 2.89 is 1.7. 14 to the power of 3 is 2744. 4 to the power of negative 2 is 0.0625 as a decimal, or as a fraction it is 1 over 16. E1, 126 is equal to 2 multiplied by 3 square multiplied by k. Find the value of k. 126 is equal to 2 multiplied by 3 square is 18 multiplied by k. This is a multiply. You bring to the other side, it will be a divide, and you will get 7 is equal to k. Next question, write 90 as the product of its prime factors. You can either make the prime factor 3 or do it like this. Divide 90 by prime numbers. 90 divided by 2, 45. 45 can be divided by 3 and we will get 15. I can still divide 15 by 3, 5. And 5 divided by 5 is 1. So 90 can be written as a product of 2 multiplied by 3 square multiplied by 5. Or you can write it as 2 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 5. The factor 3 method is like this. 2 times 45 is 90. 2 is a prime number, so I circled it. 45 can be written as 5 times 9. 5 is a prime number, so I circled it. And 9 I can get by 3 multiplied by 3. And 3 is a prime number. Next question. Find the lowest common multiple of 90 and 126. 126 can be written as 2 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 7. And 90 can be written as 2 times 3 times 3 times 5. When you're finding the lowest common multiple by getting the prime numbers, circle the common one. 2, 3, and 3. These numbers we will treat as 1. So LCM of 90 and 126 will equal to 2 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 3, and these numbers which are remaining, 5 and 7, we will write them also here. And this will give us 630. Question number 3. We have been given a two-way table and we have to complete the table. It's a very easy question. To find the number of adults, we can subtract 144 from 240 and we will get 96. And then to get the number of female child, 260 minus 129, 131. So the table is done. Next, work out how many more child visitors than adult visitors there are. So the total number of adult visitors are 225. Child is 275. Therefore, 275 minus 225 will give us 50. A3, write down the fraction of visitors that are adults. Adults are 225 and the total number of visitors are 500. And when you put this in the calculator, you will get 9/20. In part 4, write the ratio number of males to number of females. Your answer in its simplest form. So these are the males, total is 240 and female total is 260. They want males to females, so therefore 240 is to 260. And when you simplify it, you will get 12 is to 13. Moving on, one of these visitors is selected at random. Find the probability that this visitor is a male child. So this is a male child, 144. 144 over 500. 36 over 125. You can leave it either this way or simplify it, it's fine. Part B, the number of people in each of 150 cars entering the leisure car park is recorded. So these are the number of people and in the 150 cars and the frequency. Write down the mode. Mode is the most repeated number. So the most repeated number is 1. It's repeated 44 times. In B2, calculate the mean. To calculate a mean of data that is represented in a table like this, we will multiply the number with the frequency. So 1 multiplied by 44, we'll write the answer 44. Then 2 multiplied by 43, 3 multiplied by 30. We are going to multiply all of them and write the answers here. And we'll get 2.4. So 2.4 is the mean. In a survey of 50 people, visitors to the leisure center, 18 used the gym. One day, 1,500 people visited the leisure center. Calculate an estimate for the number of people who used the gym on this day. For a question like this, we'll first write visitors and the people who visited the gym. So when there are 50 visitors, 18 use the gym. When there are 1,500 visitors, how many use the gym? We'll number it as x. Cross multiply. 50 multiplied by x is 50x is equal to 18 times 1500. Therefore, x is equal to 18 multiplied by 1500 divided by 50. And that will give us 540. So 540 people use the gym on this day. Question number 4. We have to complete the table of values for y is equal to x squared minus 5x. It's a very easy question. In place of x, put -1 and you will get the y value. Just remember that when you're putting the value, put it in a bracket. So when you're substituting -1, write it like this. And then put it in the calculator. You will get 6 When x is 0, you will get 0, and when x is 6, you will get 6. A2, on the grid, draw the graph of y is equal to x square minus 5x. So when x is negative 1, x is negative 1 here, y is 6. And when x is 0, y is 0. So that's how we are going to plot all the points. After you plot the points, you have to join the points to form a smooth curve. Remember that we cannot have a straight part here, so we are going to round it a little bit. This is how your curve will look after we have finished joining the points. In 3, write down the coordinates of the lowest point of your graph. We can see that this is the lowest point when x is 2.5 and y is 6.2, negative 6.2, sorry. You can have y value in the range of negative 6.4 to negative 6.1, and you will be marked right. Next, use your graph to solve the equation x square minus 5x is equal to 3. This 3 is your y value, which is here. So we draw a straight line here, and then we look at the corresponding x value. You have one value here, and the other is here. So what is the corresponding x value? Negative 0.6 and 5.5. Again, you have been given a range. You can have the answer from negative 0.7 to negative 0.4, or from 5.4 to 5.7. In part B, we have been given a line L, and we have to find the equation of the line in the form y is equal to mx plus c. Choose 2 points from this line. It's always better if you choose from the y-axis and the x-axis. So you will have 0 and 2 here, and 4 and 0. The first thing you need to find is m. To find m, or the gradient, we use the formula y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Therefore, the gradient is equal to 2 minus 0 over 0 minus 4, which will give us negative half. We have to write it in this format. We already got our m. We need to find c. C is the y-intercept, which in this case is 2. Therefore, we can write it directly, negative half x, half is the gradient, plus c, which is 2. That is the equation of the line L. In B2, line P is parallel to the line L and passes to the point 0, negative 1. On the grid above, draw line P. So, if two lines are parallel, it means their gradient is the same. So, gradient is equal to negative half. And the point has been given to us. We are going to replace here to find the equation of the line. Y is negative 1, gradient is negative half, x is 0 plus c. So negative 1 is equal to c. Therefore, the equation of the line is y is equal to negative half x minus 1. When drawing graph, if we have the y-intercept and the x-intercept, it becomes easier to solve. We already got the y-intercept 0 and negative 1. That point is here. Now to find the x-intercept, in place of y, we will put 0. So 0 is equal to negative half x minus 1. The 1 will come here, so 1 is equal to negative half x. Half divided by negative half is going to be 2. So when y is 0, x is negative 2. That's the other point here. we are going to join this and make it into a line. This is how your line will look like. If you want to input more x values here and draw the line, you can do so. Question number 5. In part A, we have been given the scale drawing showing the position of a lighthouse and a ship. The scale is 1 centimeter represents 5 kilometers. Work out the actual distance in kilometer from S to L. So with a ruler, we'll measure the distance between S to L and we'll get 7.4 centimeter. The scale is 1 centimeter is equal to 5 kilometers. Therefore, 7.4 centimeter will equal to how many kilometers? We cross multiply. 5 times 7.4 will give us 37. So the actual distance is 37 kilometers. In 2, measure the bearing of S from L. So we have to find the bearing of S from L. Let's just write down the position of L and S. From L. If your from is on the left hand side of the bearing that you are finding of, it's the inside part. So we have to measure this angle, and that will be 133. If you are finding the bearing of anything, if it is on your right hand side, like if I want to find the bearing of L from S, that will be the outside bearing. Part 3, another ship T is 22 kilometers from L on a bearing of 210. Mark and label the position of T on the scale drawing. So first we'll measure the bearing and then the length. So we know that bearing of T from L is 210. To find the bearing, to draw the bearing, because this is a reflex angle, you have to subtract it from 360 and we'll get 150. Place your protractor here and measure 150. So this here is 150 and the outside is the reflex angle 210. We have also been told that it is 22 kilometer away from L. 1 centimeter is equal to 5 kilometers. Therefore, 22 kilometers will equal to how many centimeters? Cross multiply. 22 divided by 5 is 4.4. So that is the measurement we have to take from here. 4.4 centimeter. So T is at this point. In part B, using a ruler and compass, we have to draw locus of points equidistant from P and Q. Locus of points equidistant from P and Q. Whenever you want to find the locus of 2 points, so this is P and Q. Basically, you are supposed to find the perpendicular bisector of the line PQ. So from P, make an arc with your compass like this and with the same length from Q. Join the two arcs together and that is your perpendicular bisector of the line PQ, and it is the locus of points equidistant from P and Q. Another yacht Y is closer to P than to Q and less than 700 meters from Q. On the scale drawing, construct and shade the region where yacht Y is. Less than 700 meters from Q. Q is a point. It means we have to draw a circle to get the locus of the point. Our radius will be 700 meters. We have to convert it into centimeter. 1 centimeter is 100 meters according to the scale given to us. Therefore, 700 is equal to how much? 700 divided by 100 is your x, 7 centimeter. So we will draw a circle with radius 7 centimeter. So this is how your locus will look like, and shade this region. It's nearer to P and less than 700 meters from Q. Question number 6. A. Write down the coordinates of point P. We write the x first and then the y. So x is -2, y is 5. A2. Write down the column vector PQ. For the column vector PQ, we'll need the coordinates of Q and Q minus P. The coordinates of Q are 2, 2, and P is -2, 5. That will give us 4, -3. So remember that whenever you're finding the column vector, whatever point you have here, Q minus P. Okay? In 3, we have to find QR. It's written in a column vector, and when a column vector is written like this, the top represents the x and the down number represents y. If it is positive, it moves to the right, the x value, and y goes up. So 3 and 2, 1, 2, 3 goes up by 2. This is your R. Part 4, PQRS is a parallelogram. On the grid, complete the parallelogram PQRS and write down the coordinate of point S. As it is a parallelogram, we are going to use the same vector for QR. So 3 to the right, 1, 2, 3, and 2 up. This is your S. And the coordinate of S is 1, 7. We will draw it together. So this is our parallelogram. B1. Describe fully the single transformation that maps triangle A onto triangle B. The size is same, only it has shifted. So that means it is a translation. Choose one point to see how this point has translated to this. 1, 2, 3, 4. It moved to the left by 4. So -4. And then it moved up by 2. The top is for x and the down is for y. Next, on the grid, draw the image of triangle A after the reflection in the line y is equal to -1. Y is equal to -1 is here. Let's just draw the line. And then we are going to reflect it here. A little bit more neater. So this is 2 squares to the triangle. We'll go 2 squares here. And we are done with 2. Third, on the grid, draw the image of triangle A after a rotation through 180 degrees about 0, 0. So the center has been given to us 0, 0. And you need to rotate the triangle A. Use a tracing paper to do so. And this is the triangle you will get after you use the tracing paper and do a rotation of 180 degrees. Question number 7. Nora makes a birthday cake. She has a packet containing 250 grams of cherries. She uses 710 of the cherries in the cake. Find the mass of cherries she has left. So 7 over 10 of 250 grams of cherries. This will give us 75 grams. So she is left with 75 grams of cherries. Part B. The cake is made by putting a small cylinder of cake on top of a large cylinder of cake. The radius of the large cylinder is 15, the small is 8, and the height of each cylinder is 10. Calculate the total volume of the cake. Volume of a cylinder can be found by using the formula volume is equal to pi r square h. We have two cylinders, so we will find the total volume by finding the volume of the small cylinder and we already have all the information we need. Pi r square h. The radius of the small cylinder is 8 and the height is 10. And of the big, the radius is 15. So we square it and the height is 10. This will give us plus 2250 pi. Put the whole thing in the calculator and we will get 9079.2. We'll round it to whole number, so 9079 cubic centimeter. In part 2, Nora wraps a ribbon around the large cylinder. So she wraps the ribbon around this cylinder. The ribbon is 4 centimeter longer than needed to go all the way around the cylinder. Calculate the length of this ribbon. This is the circumference that we need to find. So you can find the circumference by using 2 pi r. The radius is 15. Plus it is 4 centimeter more. So whatever the answer, we will add 4 to it. And we will get 98.2 centimeter. Part C. The mass m gram of the cake is 1250 gram. Correct to the nearest 10 gram. Complete the statement about the value of m. For a question like this, whatever the nearest is there, divided by 2 and we will get 5. So for the lower bound, subtract 5. So 1250 minus 5, that will give us 1245. And for the upper bound, add 5, which will give us 1255. Question number 8. Simplify. We will add the like terms together. 4c minus c will give us 3c, and 2d plus 6d will give us 8d. In part B, h is equal to 5m minus 2n. We have to calculate h when m is 4 and n is negative 6. So we are just going to replace it and put the whole thing in the calculator. Be careful that you put the brackets correctly, and this will give us 32. Part C, solve. The equation has been given to us, so we have to find x. Open the bracket up and make x the subject. 56 plus 21 will give us 7x is equal to 77. Therefore, x is equal to 77 divided by 7, which is 11. Question number D. Make t the subject of the formula r is equal to 60 plus 7. The plus 7 will bring to the other side. It will be negative 7. So r minus 7 is equal to 60. Divide r minus 7 by 6, and that is equal to t. So t is equal to r minus 7 over 6. In D, we have been given a diagram, and use the diagram to write an equation and solve it to find the value of x. You know that the sum of the three angles equal to 180. So x plus 15 plus x plus 3x is equal to 180. Add the x's together, you will get 5x, and the 15 we bring to the other side, 180 minus 15. Therefore, 5x is equal to 165. and x is equal to 165 divided by 5, which is 33. Question number 9. We have been given a trapezium with 3 sides. These 2 sides are parallel and this is the height. Part A, calculate the area of the field. To find the area of the field, we use the formula half A plus B H. H is your height, which is BC. A and B are your 2 parallel sides, so AB and DC. We'll replace it now, so half bracket 150 plus 120 multiply by 90. This will give us 12150. So the area is 12,150 square meters. B1, show that AD is equal to 95 meters, correct to the nearest meter. We want to find this line here. We will draw a straight line here and that will equal to 90 meters. And this will be a right angle triangle. To find this part here, we have to subtract from 150, 120. That will give us 30 meters. As it is a right angle triangle and 2 sides are given to us, to find the third side, we use the Pythagoras theorem, which is c square is equal to a square plus b square. C is your hypotenuse. To find your hypotenuse, we have to square root the other 2 numbers and square them. So 80 is equal to square root of 90 square plus 30 square, which will give us 94.8. When we round, this will get 95 meters. B2, a fence is built around the perimeter of the field. So this is the perimeter, all the outside length, we have to add it. And we will get 455 meters. It costs $48 to build each 5-meter section of the fence. So the cost and the meters. It takes $48 to build 5 meters. Therefore, to build 455 meters, what will be the cost? Cross multiply. 48 multiplied by 455 is equal to x multiplied by 5. Divide this by 5. So 48 multiplied by 455 is 2148. And we divide it by we will get $4,368. This brings us to the end of this exam paper. If I've helped you, kindly like the video and share it with your friends.